Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is FinestXI, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make money in Tarkov. This guide is about as simple as it gets, and I'm going to cover one of what I believe to be the easiest loot runs in the entire game. I'm going to show you the cheap loadout I recommend and take you on the run from start to finish, so let's get to it. Before we begin this run, let's quickly talk about the loadout I'm going to use. For my backpack and rig, I chose these simply because I like how much space they give you. You don't have to use this exact rig and backpack, but the more space you have, the more loot you can carry, and therefore the more money you can make. The face mask is simply a stylistic choice and isn't necessary. The gun is simply there in case of an emergency. I'm going to tell you right now, it is not smart to not bring a weapon on loot runs. The SKS is extremely cheap and can be picked up on the flea for about 15k or proper level 1 for 25k. The 7.62 PS ammo is also very cheap, coming in at about 2500 rubles for 30 bullets. This ammo is also very effective against armored and unarmored opponents for its cost. The headphones, I will stress to you, are just as important as anything else. One of the most valuable tools you have in this game is audio. With headphones on, you will be able to better gauge the sounds around you and avoid confrontation with ease. That's the loadout. Now let me quickly tell you where we're going. We'll be heading off to Shoreline, specifically the town by the tunnel extract, and preferably at night. Shoreline is a large map that's home to the highly coveted resort where you can find incredibly rare loot and lots of PvP. Due to this, lots of players come here just to go there and then extract, meaning you can sometimes navigate the rest of the map's hotspots without seeing anybody at all. We will be using that to our advantage when going to the town. One other thing you may be wondering, why nighttime? I can't see anything, right? Well, yeah, exactly. If you can't be seen, it's harder to be shot. It's also much easier to escape enemies in the dark of the night. I always recommend nighttime to complete difficult tasks or get scav kills. Time and time again, my community comes back to me telling me how this strategy worked really well for them and that they were able to complete their objective with ease. I'm going to show you just how easy it can be right now. One last thing, this run was conducted online. I wanted to do it this way to give you guys a more realistic picture. So for starters, I actually got the best resort spawn you can get, which is funny, but we aren't here for resort. As you can see on this run, we make sure to avoid going into the resort compound. On the way to the swamp area of the map, I ran into a scav I didn't see until I got close. No problem for the SKS. We continue on, making our way over to the swamp. I actually want to start here because there is one house that just always drops such good loot for me. It's close enough to our town destination, so I figured why not throw it in. This house near the edge of the swamp spawns a multitude of goodies. I'm gonna be honest with you, it really doesn't matter how you loot this place. I don't have a specific route, but I do have several tips to make sure your time here is successful. First of all, the town is filled with toolboxes, duffels, jackets on the walls that spawn rare keys, and loose spawns. Take everything no matter what it is for the experience and skill gains, then replace the cheap items with the better items you find. Seriously though, watch out for these jackets. Pretty much every house has one or two on the walls, and they can be kind of hard to see in the dark. Jackets, if you didn't know, can pretty much spawn any key in the game, even the million ruble ones. Check them, okay? My next tip for your townly adventure is to walk. Seriously, don't run unless you have to. The reason for this is that running is the loudest thing you can do. If anyone is near, they will hear you. You want to walk so that you can hear the enemy before they hear you. If you are able to hear your enemy before they hear you, you have incredible power over the situation. You can either let them pass without conflict or set up an ambush. If you are running, not only can you not hear your surroundings over your loud footsteps, you're emitting way too much noise and telling any nearby opponents where you are so they can get the jump on you. I know it can be scary, but just walk. I personally get uncomfortable when I'm walking, thinking that I'm an easy target for someone aiming at me, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way. That's why I started strafe walking pretty much everywhere I go in Tarkov. What I do is alternate between pressing A and D while I'm moving forward. That way my head's moving slightly so an enemy can't just line up a clean shot. Your biggest enemy here is the one tap, getting taken down before you have a chance to find cover. If you strafe walk, you at least increase your chances of avoiding an instant death. If you are unlucky enough to get discovered and shot at, as long as you can avoid the one tap, you can run off into the night and typically lose the enemy. I mean it when I say nighttime is good for avoiding people. It really does work. So we loot everything and walk everywhere, moving from house to house, checking everything. Every so often, stop moving completely and just listen to what's around you. Try and give yourself multiple opportunities to hear any enemy that may have snuck close to you. You have plenty of time to loot, and there is plenty of house to go around. You can take things slow and make sure you are safe as much as you need to. On this run, I actually had a little scare. The server disconnected and I had to wait a minute to reconnect. Luckily, I spawned back in fine, but heard heard a bush rustling close to me. I waited and saw it was just a scav going by. See how close you can get to someone without being detected? After I waited to make sure he was just a scav, I bolted off to get distance between me and him. Once I felt safe, I went back to walking. I decided to play it safe and get out with what I had, even though I hadn't even touched half of the town. I walked near extract to make sure I could hear any potential extract campers. I was able to extract safely on my very first run of the day, never having ran into a single player. This isn't uncommon. You can do this too, you just need to be smart about it. Now let's talk about the fun stuff. How much money did we make? I sold everything on the flea market for maximum profit. Lots of the stuff you can find in a town is valuable for hideout progression, so it goes for a good amount on the flea. Use common sense and check flea prices versus trader prices if you are ever unsure. With bare minimum effort and not even filling our inventory, we made over 468,000 rubles. This is some of the easiest money you can make, hands down. You can easily make millions a day doing this. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, if we had stayed in longer and searched everything, it wouldn't be hard to make even upwards of 1,000,000 rubles per run. If we found a rare key inside of a jacket, we could have even made more than that. The best part about all of this is that my kit only cost me 131,000 rubles, meaning I could die 3 times and survive my 4th run and still profit. This run is almost foolproof, and I'd be surprised if you told me you lost money doing it. And that is all we have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this helped you out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We put out tons of helpful Tarkov videos, so think about turning on the alerts as well. If you guys want live help, come on by the stream over on Twitch. We're live most days of the week. I'm always down to help you guys out and answer any questions you have. Thank you again. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.